Hello guys and welcome to this video. I'm B5 and today I thought we should try something a little bit different. I will promise you guys I will be making some Sword and Shield videos soon. I have been very busy and that's the reason why I have been uploading anything since the newest trailers and stuff like that. But I just felt like to make a quick video that I could quickly make without, big thoughts or anything. So let's go for a tier maker. So I've seen a lot of people using these tier makers to rate Pokemon games and, generally rating a lot of stuff. So what we'll be doing today is that I will rate my opinion on all of the Pokemon games ever released. Sadly enough, Sword and Shield isn't here yet, but I mean, we could try. I could try to guess in where I think it will be placed, and then, we can go back when the game has come out. I've been playing it for a couple of 100 hours, and then I can try to see where I want to place it when we get back to that. Okay, but yeah, let's just begin. And remember guys, it's my opinion, so if you're not agreeing with me, then just leave a comment down below and tell me what you think, so, we can get a little talk, a little bit debate about it, and don't hate too much on me for my opinions, okay? So yeah, let's just start off with, I will go through the generations. So let's start off with the first generation games, Blue and Red. So this is where the whole thing began, but let's be honest guys, these games weren't the best. There was a lot of bugs, there was a lot of, the games didn't have good graphics, it was awful, just to say the least. I mean, if you think about what we have today. So that is the perspective I'm doing this. I'm thinking about if I had to sit down and play them today, these games is not gonna get the D because that will be the worst, place on here. And I don't think they deserve that because they have so much nostalgic in them. But if you just think about what you can do in those games and what you can do now in other games, then these games are very bad, as saying it at least. But at the time when they came out, I will have put them up here. No doubt, they were amazing games for their time, but today with all other Pokemon games, these games aren't good anymore, okay? So those are placed there. We go for Pikachu, Pokemon Pikachu. I'm just gonna place this one tip up because I think they made a few changes that make that game a little bit more interesting. Also, if I had to play those games again, I will definitely go for the Pikachu game instead of the original games, because you just got, a little bit better feeling with having a Pikachu behind you. You have Jess and James and stuff like that. So that's the reason it's gonna get a little notch up, okay? Next up we have, let's see if we can find them. There was Silver and where is Gold? The normal Gold, that's there. So Pokemon Silver and Pokemon Gold, they're gonna get kind of the same treatment. I will say they are a little bit better games, mostly because I love the idea that you could visit both areas, both Johto and Kanto. That's the reason why they get a notch up here. Maybe we could place them up in A, but I'm thinking I will save the space for some of the later titles. But if we think about if you think about the graphics, it's a little bit better than the other three games here. But at the same time, it's not that much better. But you could visit other regions and stuff like that. That was pretty neat. If we take the Crystal version, I mean, normally I will place it up here. I will place it, it was a little bit better than Silver and Gold, but I will not say that it's that much better that I will place it a whole notch up. I mean, we have a lot of other games that I think should deserve this spot. That is not anything, they are way far ahead than Crystal, so that is the reason why I will put it here aside on B. Good, then the next up is the normal Ruby and Sapphire games. And those are gonna get the same treatment. And the reason for that is that these games are, again, a little bit better on graphics, a little bit better, generally. But at the same time, I will not place them on the A because it's not like it's getting that much better in the first three games. I think that came a little bit later on. And that is what takes me to Pokemon Emeralds, which I am going to place. Oh, this is hard. Because I get the same feeling that I think it should be up here, but at the same time it should be here. I think I will place it here, and let me explain. It's the same thing again. I think that Emerald was a great game. I actually played sometimes on my computer, But at the same time, we still have some games I would like to place up here where I think Emerald is not good enough to be placed with. So that's the reason for that. And one of those games is these, Leaf Green and Fire Red. And hear me out. The good thing about Leaf Green and Fire Red was that these games had the graphics of Ruby and Sapphire, maybe a little bit better, I guess. But they had the story and all of the good things from the original Pokemon games, and that is the reason why they are up here. They were such amazing games at the time. I mean, guys, those games were... I mean, that is also one of the games, again, I would more enjoy playing these than I would with all of these down here. And so that's the reason why they are placed this high. I think they were great games at that time, but still, they are still good games today. I could find my old Game Boy and, you know, just fire up for Leaf Green or Fire Red. I mean, those games were amazing. And again, especially for that time, amazing games. And still, they are very good games. Good. So next up, we have Diamond and Pearl. So Pearl, where's Diamond? Diamond. Okay. So this is where it's gonna be a little bit, maybe people will be triggered now and be a little bit mad about me, but I will place them aside here. And the reason for that is that Pokemon Pearl and Pokemon Diamond were good games. They have a very good storyline in my opinion, but there is just a lot of the Pokemons in the games that are, you know, I don't really like a lot of the Gen 4 Pokemons. That is one of the reasons, and the other reasons is because there is this Platinum game that I want to place up here, because they changed, you know, a few details and moved a little bit around with the storyline and stuff like that, that just made Platinum that much better. I will say that I wouldn't place them down here because of the, you know, they are still very good games, and I will also say if we have like one more tier, then we could place them above Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, and all of the other here. But since we have these 5, then I will place them in the middle, because they are good games, but they are not the best and they are not the worst. But Platinum, on the other hand, is just a little bit much better. I really like Platinum. I played it a lot, and yeah, I don't know what especially it was, but it's just like it gets a little more feeling into the game, so that's why I placed it up here. Good. What do we have next? Then it's gonna be it's gonna be Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver there. Okay, guys, let's just get to it. These games are the best Pokemon games ever created. Let me tell you why. First of all, they took, of course, the storyline from Pokemon Silver and Pokemon Gold. That was amazing storylines. But what they also did, they updated the graphics. They took it to the... I think it's only the 3D... No, it's not the 3D. It's just the DS level. Yeah, it's just the DS level. I just had to look in behind where my games are just to be sure. But they took, you know, like everything up to the... At the time, the standard for Pokemon games. They had 2 regions, which is like the best thing that can happen to a Pokemon game is if they include more than 1 region, and these are the only games that have done that. But they had 2 regions, it is awesome, and you really get the feeling when you're playing the game that one thing is that you have a Pokemon walking behind you, so you get the feeling that, oh, that's my Pokemon. You have I think you had Generation 1, Generation 2, and Generation 3 Pokemon. I'm pretty sure you could get both Kyogre and Groudon, and I think also you could get a Rayquaza in these games. So, I mean, the feeling of that the first 3 generations is, in my opinion, one of some of the best, if you only look at the Pokemons. But also that, you know, like the small things, you have the Pokemon behind you, you can visit 2 regions, there is not 8 gym badges, there is 16, and you know, all of that just makes it so much better than the general Pokemon game, and that's why I placed them on top of this chart here. I think these are the best Pokemon games ever made. With that out of the way, it's time for Pokemon White and Pokemon Black. And don't hate me, but I'm gonna place them down here. And the reason for that is simple, that I think they tried something different in Pokemon Black and Pokemon White. And I understand that some of you guys that's watching this video, these are the games that you grew up with, like that was the game that was in when you experienced Pokemon first time. But for me, I mean, it was just kind of weird playing the games. I mean, of course, still Pokemon games, they are still okay. But if I compare them to all of these that I have been talking through right now, I would never play these guys again. Only to, you know, I mean, I have I think it's a black copy I have where I use it to trade up from Diamond and Pearl so I can get them into my Pokebank. I think that's the way I did it. But otherwise I will not play the story again. And also there is a lot of, again, sorry, but there's a lot of bad Pokemons in these games. I know we got a few good ones also, or a few very good ones, but still, I don't think, you know, it's more like I look at the whole thing, all the Pokemons in there, and I think I can maybe find 10 from these generations that I like of the new ones, and then the rest is just, you know, not good enough for me. And that is also the reason why I would like to place Black and White 2 here. They could maybe, or maybe they should go up here. I think they made a few changes. They made some positive changes in these games also. So maybe it's fair that they go a notch up. I mean, they were okay games, but as you know, again, not the best. They're just okay games. Yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna place them. Good. Next up, we have X and Y. So Pokemon X and Y have to go on A. And the reason for that is, once again, we have a generation filled with, I will say, good Pokemons. I like most of them. Maybe I should also say that about the Generation 5 Pokemons. I really don't like the legendaries in those games, and also the starter Pokemons, just so you can get the feeling into that also. That is one of the reasons they are lowered. But in X and Y, amazing starters. They have good legendaries. I like both Yveltal and Xerneas. It had a very good story, I think. The graphics was, once again, a little bit interesting. I think they did, I don't know how they do the graphic work, but I think it was, again, very different from what we know. But it was more Pokemon feeling than Black and White. And at the same time, it has, one of the better graphic games, and also like the beautiful countryside of France, they had that into it also. I really enjoyed that. I don't know what else to say really about it. I mean, I liked the story, I liked the game total, and I think they were fun to play. So yeah, with those out of the way, we have Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And these are quite interesting, because I actually think I will place them up here. And the reason for that is that I will say I still like Soul Silver and Heart Gold most, but Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is once again some of the better Pokemon games. They took them, put them into a machine, and then there comes something more beautiful and better out of it. I really like these games. I think they are very good. There is a lot of legendaries in there that you can hunt for. There is a national dex, and there is so many good things about these games. Again, also the starters, again, they have good legendaries. They have a very good story. There was a very good twist at the end with the Delta episode, where you could get I think it's also that you get Rayquaza, and then you get Deoxys also in that. But it was good. And good games. Next up, Sun and Moon. And I think we will play Sun and Moon here. And the reason for that is that these ones. The feeling of playing Sun and Moon was good. I think the first time I I played Sun first. It was interesting and it was kind of good, but like with the goofy team of Team Skull and like a weird storyline, you don't have gyms. I mean, it felt very much out of context. I don't know much more to say. Maybe they actually could be down here. I mean, they are somewhere here. They are not. I think I'm just gonna put them in okay because I enjoyed the games, but I will say that they are not the best product the Pokemon Company has put up with. So they are here. Ultra Moon, Ultra Sun. They made some changes to the stories, and also you got the Ultra Wormhole, which is amazing. The Crossma actually has a story. I mean, before it was just like you walked into, I can't remember the name of the place, but you just walked in there and you can met him and you got a new legendary, woo. Where in Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun there was actually a story behind him, and he had like the Ultra Necrozma form and, you know, all of that stuff. I think that really changed the game for me. I don't understand if the Pokemon Company knew that this was the direction they would go. I have no clue why they made these games. I think I'm actually gonna put them down here. Now I'm thinking about it. Gonna put them down here. Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun, good games. Sun and Moon, not that good. I really didn't like that part. But again, it's also kind of weird when they, you know, they take so much out of the normal Pokemon formula and they take it into another context. So when they removed the gyms, that was exciting, but I'm very glad that the new Pokemon Sword and Shield brings that back. I mean, that's pretty good. Okay, before I place these, I would like to say Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, Let's Go, Eevee are not the core Pokemon games, so I don't think we really can compare them to these ones. So what I will do is that I will compare them to would I play these guys over some of these games. And the other thing I will say now is that Sword and Shield would be more fitting to put in here instead of these two now, because they are so different. But I will like to say that these games is actually pretty good. Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are pretty good games. I place them here because I see them as a competitor to Leaf Green and Fire Red. And when I say that, it's because it's another remake of Kanto. I mean, I like the idea of the games. I think they were too easy. I think they made a lot of changes that also make the games way too easy, and that took kind of the fun out of it. And also they missed some mechanics at the end game. I mean, like, I know we got the what were they called, the master trainers, and you know, we have shiny hunting, of course, but you know, when you have beaten the Elite Four and you have got Mewtwo, then there's not much more in the games. They miss kind of that. So I mean, like, I could also speak for them to be here, but I think at the moment we'll put them up here. So this is my final list right here, guys. This is what I think. But if we just take these guys down here, oh, why would it not? Okay, I can't put it down. So let's just say that these are Sword and Shield now. And if they were Sword and Shield, what we have heard from Sword and Shield at the moment, I would place them somewhere about here at the moment. Remember, the reason for that is that Sword and Shield games would be, you know, they have the opportunity to actually go up here to Super, but at the moment I see them more here, and the reason for that is the Dynamaxing thing is putting them down here. I don't like that so much. I really enjoy the, I think it's called max rating. I think that's a very, very good, you know, kind of post-game thing we could do with friends and on stream and stuff like that. It's gonna be very fun. I really look forward to streaming that. Some of the Pokemon they have released puts it down here again. Some of the Pokemon they have released puts it up here again. We don't get the national decks, that maybe puts it down here again. Maybe they didn't give us that because there's not enough space on the game cartridge, so we are gonna get a much bigger world than we have ever seen. That's gonna put the game up here again. So I mean, like, I think they are at a decent Pokemon level. I don't think they're gonna end up down here as one of the worst Pokemon games, but I think they're gonna stick either on the B or the A. But I'm not sure if they're gonna compete with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but we only have time to show us, I guess. So yeah, this was my review. We're gonna put this up here again just so it looks smart. This was my review of all the Pokemon games released so far, and just me saying hello guys, I'm still here and I can't wait for Now I call them Sun and Moon. Sword and Shield, of course. I can't wait for Sword and Shield, and it's gonna be amazing when the game comes, and we're gonna play them so much, and I hope you guys are ready for some streaming when they come out. So yeah, that was about it. Hope to see you guys next time, and as always, leave a like down below and comment what do you think about this list. Tell me, I really like to know. And see you next time. Bye!